Hi there, I'm Gill from Zero Waste Leeds, and I'm here today with T and Kiana from Getaway Girls, who have some amazing stories to tell you. So just a little bit about us and why we set up Gill Leeds. So in Leeds, we are so fortunate that we have a really broad range of grassroots community organisations and charities, small organisations doing amazing things in our community. And the thing is, people don't know enough about them and what they do to support thousands of people in our community every single week. And so what we wanted to do was showcase that and then give people an opportunity to help them through Give Leeds. And it comes from every year in the UK, we waste millions of pounds on unwanted Christmas gifts. So what we're trying to say this year in Leeds, instead of doing that, your last minute panic buying, how about donate to one of these organisations instead? And it really, your money will really go a long way. So thank you so much for joining me, T and Kiana, today from Getaway Girls. So you're an award-winning organisation. You've been around for 30 years and you do really amazing work. Tell us a little bit about what you do.
So yeah, like you said, we've been supporting young women in Leeds for 30 years, and it's a diverse group of young women that we support. Our work includes one-to-one support. We also run different groups, and we also have a help through crisis team that helps women that are in crisis situations. So if a young woman's homeless or a young woman's experiencing domestic violence, our help through crisis team will support that young woman in getting access to help or support for her. And yeah, we run different groups. Do you want to say a little bit about the groups, Kiana?
Kiana, you were telling me you've done some amazing things during lockdown. Obviously, the way we deliver all of our services has had to change, but you've been running movie nights, sending out popcorn, you're running cooking classes, sending out the ingredients. You're really trying hard to make sure you're still there for the people in your community.
Yeah, definitely. We've really focused on including the girls and making sure that they're still part of the Getaway Girls community. So like you said, we've had movie nights, we all play the movie at the same time, everyone gets treats sent to the house. It could be activity parks, make this thing that we'll all share during Zoom. And yeah, it's just how Getaway Girls has been working, that there's that emotional support, but also like fun and enjoyment and escapism, especially during the lockdown.
Yeah, well, we all need a bit of that. But I mean, some of the work that you do is really crucial. You work with young people at risk of sexual exploitation, don't you? And you provide, and that is something, that support that you provide, it can't stop during the pandemic, can it? These girls need your help.
Definitely, Jill. The support, I think that's one thing we want to put out there, is that support for Getaway Girls definitely hasn't stopped. It's just a different way in how we do it, in terms of it being on Zoom or over the phone. But yeah, the support for the girls that I work with around child sexual exploitation, and that support is crucial. We can't technically just stop supporting those girls just because we're now working from home. We have to continue with that. We have to be there to be able to speak to them, and for them to speak to us, and to be able to express how it is they're feeling and what they're experiencing. These things are important because whilst they're feeling quite isolated and at home, like, they need somebody to be able to express to, and I think my role allows that. And being able to speak to them over the phone has been quite difficult in the beginning, because usually I would meet with them face to face or in person. So it's like building that deeper rapport with that young person, and just being able to understand what it is they're going through, what they're feeling, what they're experiencing. That's crucial, and we can't stop doing that. We've got to be consistent with that.
Yes.
And I think that's really important, especially whilst we're in these times that we're living in.
And
just to say that, Getaway Girls, whilst being on lockdown, the support is practical, and it's about giving food parcels and offering that emotional support, as well as trying to keep them engaged as best we can, because everybody knows being on Zoom can be quite a difficult thing, just staring at a camera.
Yeah.
So we're trying to looking at different ways of how we can engage young people through Zoom, so it's not just staring at a camera, it's a bit more interactive and a little bit more fun.
Yeah, and you've got this amazing, you were telling me before about Vocal Girls, and that's about how we get Leeds Girls' Voices Heard. Tell us a bit more about that.
Yeah, so Vocal Girls is part of the Women Friendly Leeds movement, and it's all about ensuring that girls and young women's voices are heard and they're able to facilitate change in the city. We have the ambition to make Leeds the first women-friendly city in the UK, and the way that we work is that we meet with the girls weekly. We try and gauge opinions from girls in different variety of areas in Leeds, and then we're campaigning on the different issues. So they've included things like safety in the city centre, mental health and well-being, body image, and it's all about like empowering the girls to have their voices heard.
I mean, it's so compelling when we hear from people like you who are working on the front line with girls in our city. So if people were to donate money to you, what do you want that money for?
For us, it's about the women feeling good about themselves. So things along the lines of pamper packs or well-being kits, things along those lines, because there may be little things, but the little things go a long way when it comes to the women that we work with, and the women will appreciate that so much, to be able to put a face mask on, some bath bombs, and just have that time to themselves, to relax and just take their mind off things. The women would appreciate that so much, because there's a lot of women that we do work with that have children and are not able to have that time out for themselves, or even afford to buy those kind of things, no matter how small in price it might be. So just being able to think of them, and them knowing that we've thought of them in the way that we have, I think they'd really appreciate that.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's the work you do is just absolutely amazing, and life-changing, I'm sure. You know, the emotional support and the confidence building that you do. It's any wonder that you're winning awards. Was it last year?
It was last year. Did you go, Kiana?
No, I wasn't there.
I thought you was there for the awards, but because Kiana used to be a Getaway Girl herself. She used to be a young person at Getaway Girls. I mean, she's only just fresh out of uni, and she's amazing in the stuff that she brings to Getaway Girls, being a young person as well, and also being a person that's also been a part of Getaway Girls growing up. I think it says a lot about us as an organisation, that someone like Kiana, who's been a part of it for a young age and then is now working for us, is amazing.
I think that's absolutely incredible. And that's not the first time I've heard that story, you know, about, I think when we were speaking to Joe Nee from Re-Establish, they've got kids who've come through their programme who've been supported by them when they really needed them most, and they're now involved in giving back to their community. So, you know, you every accolade you have, you absolutely deserve. Thank you so much for telling everybody all about what you do. And so yeah, if people want to donate to Getaway Girls, at least now we've got an insight into the really important work you do, but also how you just want to give girls a bit of a treat this Christmas. That's fab. Thank you so much, girls.
Thank you, Jill, for giving us this opportunity. Yeah, appreciate that.
Pleasure.